Hello there. What is going on, everyone? Today we're going to be talking about the Super Tactical Droid command cards that were spoiled on the recent AMG stream. They were actually trying to play a Legion game with some of the new stuff and showed off some of the Super Tactical Droid command cards. And so we have them to talk to you guys about today. Also, if you guys are new here to the channel, there's still time left to enter to win that $25 Amazon gift card giveaway. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. Also, be sure to check out tonight's Double Critical, Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. We are going to be live streaming, and we're going to be talking a little bit more about some of the Kashyyyk wave, some of the Super Tactical Droid stuff. Probably also talk about the news for, with Armada being shut down. What does that mean for other games? How much life is left in all of them. And we'll be talking with you guys too. Is there a bright future in the works? Is there all kinds of cool stuff like that coming? Maybe new stuff, maybe very different directions for some of these games, but that's tonight. For now, let's go ahead and check out the Super Tactical Droid and those command cards. So we've got a couple of different ones. Let's start with a 3-pip. Do not underestimate our means. I don't think that's how he says it. I don't think I can do a super tactical droid impression, but this one can trigger 3 droid troopers or AI units. Now, granted, most droid troopers are AI units, but it doesn't have to always be that way. For example, this, any B1 or B2 that you decide to give that little T-Series tactical droid to, the T-Series tactical droids, the Super Tactical Droids, there are droid troopers that are not AI. But also AI units doesn't have to be droid troopers. Your droidicas and your staps and stuff, and your heavies, right? And I'm pretty sure, the new stuff that the other tank that we're going to be getting is probably also going to be have AI as well. So that much is nice. Now, this is a divulge card. So if you decide to divulge this one, you are going to choose up to 3 friendly units with AI, and they're going to gain reinforcements. And reinforcements is one of those cool new keywords, because let me go forward, because we do have the actual Super Tactical Droids, and it's only Kalani that has reinforcements. And this is one of the reasons I like Kalani, probably the best out of all of them so far. But it lets you deploy last. You can just be like, all right, hold on, where are you? You guys are over there. Okay. I'm gonna go here. But I didn't think that was as great on its own. But now I like it even better, because now you can divulge that card with Kalani and be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go here. Oh, by the way, my snipers are going to go here with me. So I'm going to be like, oh, all right, my snipers can now aim and shoot because I'm going to be giving them orders. And or maybe I want to deploy my AAT somewhere where it's, so I like that. I like that a lot. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, you can have up to 3 units with AI gain reinforcements, which means I'm just going to deploy my B1 line, maybe, and you don't know where I'm going to actually be. So it's going to really, if you're running this in Kalani, you're going to have 4 units with reinforcements, so you get the last 4 deployments, and I don't care how many you got. Maybe I run very, very few. Maybe I'll just completely deploy after you've gone. This is a beautiful card. Beautiful card. Really, really fun, and I think this one changes the way the game is played significantly, so I love it. We also have, if this card was not divulged, so if you just decided, you know what, I don't care where they deploy, this is the right thing, I know exactly where I want to go, and there's nothing they can do, so let me just keep this one in my hand. Or maybe you're not running Kalani, and maybe you're just taking a different route. You can say, you can just play it like normal. If this card was not divulged at the start of the activation phase, choose up to 2 friendly units with a face order token. Each chosen unit recovers. Now, this one is a little more situational. Usually recovers are pretty awesome. There's not too many right now that really need recover, because with the Clone Wars and stuff, we started seeing more cards with cycle. So the AAT might have cycle weapons on it. Recovering is still good. You're probably gonna have things like HQ uplinks, or maybe you've got those training slots on some of your units. Then they got the free aim after they move. They got tactical one or something like that. So there is gonna be great options for that. Or heck, if maybe you're gonna run it on your Super Tactical Droid, because maybe you've got some suppression tokens because you've been doing their new mechanics, and you just want to use, you don't want to you want to make sure you don't panic, right? So there's a lot of different reasons. So this is a very flexible card, but I also wonder if recover is something that the new tank, the snail tank, is going to want to do. I wonder if it's going to have, some exhaustible cards that come with it that that maybe don't cycle, and all of a sudden now you're like, oh, recover is going to be really good for that. That's kind of one of the things I'm suspecting. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Let's move forward. Preservation protocols. And again, this is like this is one of my favorite art pieces right here. It's just, he's like, I don't know what he's doing. He's like, why are you holding your lightsaber in the wrong? You should have it closer to him. What are you doing? He just punched you away. You're a Jedi, for crying out loud. Oh gosh, Anakin looks like I want to play Holy Diver by Dio, and that's, I barely even remember this episode. I certainly don't remember Anakin getting punked by this droid that hard, but there he is in his little diver suit. I mean, I think a space suit, right? I think they turned off the air because the Jedi went, which is pretty smart, but I'll have to go watch. I really need to rewatch all the Clone Wars, because every once in a while there's art from something and I'm like, wait, what episode was that one from? So this is a 2-pip, and it's 2 droid troopers or AI units, and that's certainly the theme that we're seeing here, right? They're flexible, but I feel like while the Wookiees are a sub-faction, Super Tactical Droid is kind of like a sub-faction, right? It's kind of like a sub-faction, because if you're running a Super Tactical Droid, you probably don't want any biologicals. And I mean, you can, of course, but there's definitely some added flexibility if every one of your units is a droid or AI trooper, right? So this is like now your droid sub-faction. And it's hard for that to oh, you mean a sub-faction, which is, has exclusive to 95% of the entire, of the entire faction. I think in the future, what might have happened if Luke and Alex had been able to stay on and stuff like that is that we might have seen the Geonosians and all that other stuff kind of come out, and all of a sudden now that the droid-specific sub-faction would be more relevant, So I guess we're going to have to see what other Separatist stuff ends up coming out in the future. But I'm kind of getting those vibes. So when a Super Tactical Droid issues an order to a droid trooper unit or a unit with AI, it gains Disengage, Impervious, and a Dodge token. So, so that's pretty good. So this is really, I think this one's going to work really well with if you're running Kraken, or if you're running, the Magna Guards. I think that's going to... Honestly, this one... Wait, I don't think you need this on your droid commandos, though. They already have Impervious. So, I mean, the dodge is still good. But they have AI dodge moves, so they might end up getting a dodge first anyway. But Disengage... honestly, might be the good thing, the really good thing for them. So whether you're running like droid commandos with the sabers, with the swords, or if you're running just Magna Guards, I could see that being a thing. And it's flexible too, because you don't have to decide at the beginning of the game. You don't have to decide, you might have some B2 super battle droids that you were going to have fire on the enemy commander, and then he moved a stormtrooper, and now I'm engaged. I don't want to have to do that. I had them in range 2. Oh, okay, well, let me play this. Now my B2s can just step away, and then boom. And so, that's really cool. So, I just think this is a very versatile card. You can also use this for Kraken himself. If you wanted to have him try and punch a Jedi or something like that. I mean, he's, out of all the 3 Super Tactical Droids, he's the one that's best equipped, so I suppose, to try and fight a Jedi. But I still don't think you want to do that. You do that if you have to, if they're already weak, right? Then you move them to finish them off. Maybe I could see that. But do you think? Let me know down in the comments too. Do you think this is going to be the next alternate art sculpt of Anakin that we get? Right? I mean, do you think we're going to get Anakin in his spacesuit getting knocked over on a flight stand and floating away? No, I don't think so. That's a funny art card. All right, well, let's look at our 1-pip. They too will suffer. The Super Tactical Droid.
At the end of the command phase, your opponent must choose one of their core, special forces, support, or heavy units with an order token, if able, and return it to their order pool. The first time your opponent would draw a random order token from their order pool this round, you may force them to draw a token with a rank of your choice instead.
So this one's actually really cool, but maybe situational. So it's a 1-pip. It only issues the order of the Super Tactical Droid. And again, a lot of times that's a good idea, especially if you're planning on pulling from the pile, or you got HQ uplinks out there too, and you just want to go first. You want, hey, you know what? Let me get my commander's rank out of the pile. Plus, if I want to do some kind of support stuff, if I got Kalani and I want to do strategize, or something like that, this is a great one to do, to make sure you get to, do your things first, do your correct things first. Or, hey, maybe you're running crack and you want to go punch that weakened Anakin Skywalker or something like that. But this one is also interesting because you can really screw up your opponent's plans. All right. Now, a lot of times this might not work, right? Like if your opponent also plays a 1-pip and they give an order to their Jedi or their commander or one of their operatives or something like that, then that's not necessarily going to work. Fortunately, there's no range restriction on here, so if they put it on like one of their snipers that's really far out, one of their special forces, you can be like, nope, goes back. That's nasty. It's also particularly nasty for fire support units, because if your opponent's playing like this is really nice against Rex if he wants to play take that clankers, because and I honestly think this is one of those times where this is going to kind of force a lot of, especially clone players to take HQ uplinks, because imagine you run and take that clankers and you only had 2 out there, and all of a sudden, no, you're only going to get 1 unit that gets like a nice shot out of that. Like that would be a bummer, And by the way, let's just say you played to take that clankers and you went first, and then the 1 unit that had the longer range, you were able to maybe charge into melee range with too, then really shut them down. So that's I think that's kind of one of the things that this is geared towards. But another thing is, this is also particularly bad against a single heavy, because you can basically say no, that snow speeder he doesn't get, or your tank or whatever, he doesn't get that order token, that goes back in the pile. By the way, and they still will get things, right? Like they still count as you have giving them an order. So if they had, I think it's like linked targeting array or whatever, they'll still get the aim token, I believe, because I don't see anything in here, because this is at the end of the command phase. So but then you can say, all right, you're pulling from the pile. No, you have to go with your heavy first. And all of a sudden, like that unit that they wanted to wait to the end. And I think a heavy is like the heavy, or maybe a special forces if they have only 1. I think those are probably like, you want to get the high value target and force them to use that early when it's not optimal. But you have to do this for the first time they would draw a random order token. If you don't, and you're like, no, I won't use it this first time, and then you pull from the pile, you won't be able to go back and do it the second time. So you'll have to do this the first time. So this is a really interesting and dynamic card that gives you a lot of choices on how you want to kind of interrupt your opponent's, plans. And so I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, we got they too will suffer, preservation protocols, and do not underestimate our means. And those are our super tactical cards. I mean, we still got, we've seen already the orders for these guys, the Super Tactical Droid, Kalani, and Kraken. We'll talk more about those and what we think of this whole expansion more as we get to more previews, and of course as the expansion gets closer to release. And but I think almost everything. I think there's only maybe 1 card left to be spoiled. So I'm sure we'll probably see that soon. I think Monday, I think they said there's going to be some more Legion stuff. So we'll have to wait and see. All right, guys. Well, that's all I've got for today. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are amazing and help make this channel possible. So thank you for your continued support. I'm going to talk to you guys later. I want to thank you and have a great day. And as always, if you're wearing a hat, make sure you only wear one Try not to go out in public wearing 17 hats, because that would look awfully silly.